Okay, you wanna get started?
Okay.
You wanna introduce us?
Sure. Okay. Hey guys, my name is Chinamenma, aka Adaure, and this is
Tolani. It's just Tolani.
Get it right. So it's just
It's just Tolani.
Okay, so I guess we could start by like, I don't know, how we even know each other to begin with, because like
Okay, well we met. Okay, yeah. We met. Yes, the night I went to a mutual friend of ours' house.
Yeah.
And I met her there, and we sang.
Yeah, and it was lit from there. So yeah, that's how we know each other. Tolani is a fellow YouTuber as well. Me, I'm kind of yes. Go ahead, put a little plug.
Okay, it's just Tolani. She will put it in the link below.
Yes.
Okay. Go subscribe.
Yeah, so she has a beautiful voice. Go, listen to her and everything like that. And me, I'm a musician as well. So, we vibe on that wavelength as well. So, yeah. But today, we're actually going to be talking about something completely different from music. And, okay, so I was watching a show called New Girl. Many of you guys probably know about it. And what happened was that I was posting on Instagram. Because, I post stuff on Instagram. Like everybody else. So I posted it, and then Tolani replied to it, right?
Yeah.
You said yeah, you're like, oh, that's my show, and I was just like, yeah, this show's so good.
And then I was like, but
I was like,
yeah, it got a little stuff in there, which a lot of shows nowadays have, like a lot of sexual things, a lot of what is it called, lesbianism?
Yeah,
lesbianism,
yeah.
All of that stuff that is like improper and immoral to God. Mm-hmm. So I was like, it's crazy how like so many things we watch now have that. So it's kind of impacting our lives, even though we might not think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was watching the show, and I was just like, I really like the show. Like, it's mad funny. Like, I was literally like cracking up, and it's funny because like I feel like my sense of humor is kind of just like specific, but that show like really hit it. So I was just like, I was like, oh, this is funny. But then at a point, like me and Tolani were talking about like just dialoguing about how a lot of the stuff that we watch really infiltrates like what we do, how we act, how we behave. So we wanted to kind of do this segment on like how we feel about that, different shows that may like, I guess, express those sort of themes, and just a whole dialogue about it, because we feel like that conversation is not in the mix yet. It's kind of just like,
yeah, nobody really knows if that's a sin or not, right?
Yeah.
And I found myself like watching different shows, especially New Girl, and I had to stop watching it because I started to notice things that were happening in my life. I was like, whoa, where's this coming from? And I felt like God was telling me like, sis, because you watching this, you think it's not gonna impact you, so yeah, I had to cut that in the butt. But I'm still struggling because there's some shows that I can't let go of. You know what I mean? Like, there's some shows, but yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into
the tea, okay?
Okay, so I don't even know. You can go ahead. I don't even know.
That is your tea. Okay, we can start off. Do you feel like the shows were impacting you in any way? Like,
yeah. Okay, so for this channel, obviously, we're gonna be really transparent, talk about like, what we want to talk about. So for shows like, okay, New Girl, for example, or Grey's Anatomy, which is like my...
Oh, girl. You watching the same thing? That's my show. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Grey's Anatomy, I literally binge watched that in the summer. Fun fact. Like, what was it, 13 seasons back then?
Yeah, it's so much. I don't even know how they took it.
I worked at the hospital. I came back. I put it on. That was literally the routine every day. Like, it was bad. So, Grey's Anatomy, I thought it was just like a show about like medical stuff and, like the whole doctor shows. But basically, these people were basically like having sex like every episode,
right.
and I was just like, so.
Right, and there's homosexuality inside too.
Wait, who?
Remember,
Oh, Callie and oh girl.
And even the guy that died early in the season was gay too.
Which?
The what he read 007.
George?
Is he gay?
No.
Are you sure?
He liked Meredith.
Oh, I forgot. It's been a while.
I was like, wait, no.
Are you sure? But
Yeah.
The new season. Have you caught up? There's a new guy. The new guy that's one of the Asian with the other guy.
See,
okay.
They're not the OGs, so we won't. We'll disregard them.
Right.
I don't like them.
Really?
I don't like them.
I mean, I like the little. I like the small guy, but I don't like the Asian guy.
The small. Wait, which small guy?
Like the other gay guy.
Oh,
the Asian guy's
the glasses.
With, yes, the glasses, little dorky one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At first, I didn't like him, but I don't know. He grew on me.
It don't even matter, right? They're not the OGs. It don't matter.
Exactly. It's only what Meredith and Alex left.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
No, and yo, I forgot all their names. It's been a minute. The black lady.
Oh, Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Okay.
And the black guy.
Oh, and
Mr. What's his name? Dr. What?
We're real fans, guys.
Right, real fans.
we know the people.
Oh.
Weber with the advice with the gems.
I'm screaming.
And Daily.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah, but like so elements.
No, little tangent. Yeah.
Grey's fans, you guys understand.
It's too many people.
We just it's too much.
Too many seasons, too many everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so elements of like homosexuality, sexual scenes in there, like pretty much like every shift something would happen. And I would be watching it and like it would make me want to like I guess have those feelings as well.
Right.
Like especially with someone that struggles with lust, like I feel like shows like that could really like be a trigger. Mm-hmm. So I felt like that was what was happening, and I was just like, I kind of have to stop with this because like
I agree. Same thing with me. Like certain things, like even you might not want to admit it, but you know, seeing them acts be causing a little riffle under you feel me?
Riff?
A little riff. Like every time I would watch that type of thing, like it just implants something in my brain, and then later on, if I'm caught between a temptation and choosing God, like it will kind of bring me back a little bit. Like, how do I say? Okay, let me say this. Everything you do, you're either feeding your flesh or you're feeding your spirit. So watching shows like that, you're feeding your flesh because you're giving your flesh more power because you're watching literally immoral things, you're watching wrong things. But if you're reading your Bible constantly, you're feeding your flesh. So it turns to which one is bigger. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Yeah. If your spirit is bigger, you'll be able to say no to temptation and fight certain things. But if you keep watching these shows and doing certain things, then you're going to be weak in your spirit. You won't be able to fight, temptation. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, where are we going with that?
I don't know. Yeah, so getting back to the show.
Oh, right. So, New Girl. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so Grey's Anatomy is like a certain example.
Another example.
New Girl, there were also like sex scenes in there as well.
It's like every show.
Yeah, every
and
show.
It's so hard nowadays being that what is there to watch. Mm-hmm. Literally everything you watch will have something wrong inside. And I feel like that's another you know how like they say like the devil has how do I explain this? Like they usually say like the devil's main source of getting people is pornography.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or music, music. I've heard music as well. Those two are two big things because those are two things that really.
Okay, we're gonna delve into that next. But go ahead.
Yeah. So and I feel like being that we're youth, we're watching. There's so many things that are like thriving right now in our culture. It's hard for us to kind of turn away from things because literally everywhere we turn, everywhere we go, everything we listen to, everything is something immoral and wrong. So it's hard for us to shy away from it and to kind of dissect it from our lives with God.
Yeah, so, and we're talking about shows right now, but like it doesn't even stop at shows. Like it's literally everywhere. Like you could be driving down and especially like I remember like the last time I went to Philly, I was going to Philly and it was like a billboard or something, and it was like showing like casino and stuff like that, but he used a picture of like a girl and she was like half dressed. So I was just like, how does that have to do with casino, like money? But like literally everything, like when they say that sex sells, like that's literally,
it does.
Yeah.
The music, everything about music now, which is why I don't listen to rap, because it's all about money, girls, how many girls or counts or body counts or everything you have. Like it's just wrong. Like
yeah. And speaking of music, so we're both musicians, and I believe that I guess our message is contrary to this whole mainstream of just like, you know, sex or money or, you know, stuff having to do with that. So I guess the struggle that we would face as musicians is just like, how do we infiltrate that, but like still be, I don't know what I say, attractive to the...
Yo, that's a good point. That is a good point, because I find myself thinking about that too. Even with our YouTube channel, like I'm like, what do I make? Because at the same time, even though you're not chasing the bag or chasing views or chasing anything, but you still want people to watch your thing. Like you don't want to be the only one watching your show. Like
be like, hey.
Exactly. So you want to bring things that are attractive and what people would want to watch. And it's like nowadays, what is that? Sex, this and that, exactly. And that's not what we're going for. You feel me? So it's kind of hard to try to stay on the right lane, on the right
like stay
course,
grounded.
Right? Stay grounded.
Yeah. So I wanted to actually ask a question in regards to like music. So I know for me, Afrobeats. I mean, we're both Nigerian.
But
we should have started. Really?
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna speak for myself.
I don't listen to I'm weak.
Like, if you want to know like the latest Afrobeat stuff, I'm your girl.
Because I'm trying to get more into our culture. Because I don't listen to Nigerian music. I don't listen to nothing. I know, it's so bad.
You know what? Nigerian card revoked right here.
Honestly, though, I'm sorry. I only listen to Tori Kelly. Girl, I love you, Tori.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I love her.
Wait, even like Burna Boy's like newest album?
Who is that? Like, I'm telling you, I don't know nobody. The only people I know is Davido, because I always see his name places. But if you ask me to name a song about Davido, girl, I don't know.
Even Fall Fire?
Oh, I know. Fall for You. Fire.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. Newsflash to me.
Okay,
but
yeah.
So, yeah, anything Afrobeats, like, because, I mean, our music is so rich. We're both Nigerian. I'm talking about Nigerian. We run Afrobeats. Do not at me. Do not debate me.
And we run jollof rice. But
okay.
We're not about to get into that.
Simple.
We're not about to get into that. Yes, go ahead.
This is not the, but side note fact. Right. But anyway, yeah, so Afrobeats, that's like pretty much like 80% or 90% of my playlist, whether like Afrobeats gospel or like, you know, like Gil Joe, Frank Edwards, you know, like the, okay, talk to myself here. Our viewers, I think the people that are Nigerian, I think you kind of know where I'm getting at. But, okay, like Davido, for example, Burna Boy, he just came out with a new album. Like, I'm bumping that, but some of the themes within those songs are not the best. So, like, I guess for you, Tolani, like, the secular music that you come across or, like, that you listen to and, like, it sounds good to you, how do you, like, I guess navigate that? And, like, when is it time to be, like, no, I can't listen to this anymore? Like, have you had a encounter with that or something like that?
Well, with me, the main music I listen to doesn't have that. Well, not all, but most of the ones I listen to, because I'm not really a fan of that music anyway. I love gospel. I can listen to gospel every day, every second. So that's just me. But there are a couple of songs that I'll be like, oh, this got a little bump to it. Got a little bump. And then I'm listening to the words and I'm like, wow, like I'm always thinking about it, like, is this wrong? Because everything I'm doing, I'm thinking, is this wrong? Because I'm not trying to sin, you know? So I'm thinking, should I be listening to this? Should I be listening to this? And I guess the answer to that question is, I feel like if you feel that it's affecting you is when you need to stop. If you feel like your head is now at what they're saying in the song, you're trying to get girls, you're trying to do this, you're trying to be biggity or whatever you want to be,
I love that.
then you gotta chill. I mean, it all gets to the point that you know yourself, you know your spirit, and you know your heart. And God is always looking at your heart no matter what you do. So in your heart, if you're not thinking about it like if you're not intentionally trying to do a bad thing, I feel like then you're fine. But if in your heart you know that, oh, this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing this, because the Bible says the Holy Spirit lives in all those who believe in God, who has, you know, have accepted God. So there's always gonna be a spirit of not condemnation. What's the spirit of
conviction.
There we go. So if you will know when you're doing something wrong. There's always a spirit of conviction, and that's the Holy Spirit talking to you. So once you feel that, that is the point. That's where you need to stop. So I feel like that pretty much answers it. Okay. If you feel convicted, you know you're doing wrong.
Yeah. True.
You know. So yeah, so when I was watching, especially New Girl, I started to have like nightmares and sexual stuff, and it was making me, you know, want to sin. So I was like, ooh, I gotta chill. So which is why I had to stop. But at the same time, everybody that's pursuing God, everybody has their own relationship. What may attract me to sin might not attract her to sin. So you can't, that's why you can't always base two people, you know what I'm trying to say? You can't always compare two Christians, because what might convict me might not convict her.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. So like, to be again like transparent, my current battle is like listening to Afrobeats, because I don't, when it comes to music, like I'm looking for like the beat, I'm looking for the instrumental, and then like, but the lyric is still there, like.
Oh, that's where we're different, because I'm listening to the lyric. I guess that's why it doesn't attract me as much, because I'm listening to what I'm trying to feel something. Okay. I'm not trying to hear about all the girls you messed with. You feel me?
Okay, wait.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, so like, and then like, I remember when I was younger, like, how can I say it? Like on Sunday, okay, I would listen to like Afrobeats. I'd be like, okay, Monday through Saturday, like, you know, and then like Saturday, like we go out to, you know, an event or something, or like an African party with my family, and they play Afrobeats there too. But then on Sunday, like, it'll just be like strictly gospel. So I used to do that a lot, and it would be like, why am I trying to follow like this rule that like I'm imposing on myself? Because it's not only Sunday that you should be acting like, you know, that you should be regarding it like it's a holy day. Like, you should conduct yourself like that at all times, like regardless of the day. So as I matured spiritually, I was like, that shouldn't even be like a thing. But the struggle is listening to Afrobeats, and like a lot of the themes that are present there, it's not worshiping God. Like the music is raunchy, or like it makes you think of like sexual stuff, or it makes you like think of yourself as I say like proudly or something like that. Just like, oh, I have money, I have this, I have fame, this and that. So that's like my current thing, and like that has been like my conviction personally. So I'm still working on that. And actually what Tolani was saying made me think of the verse that has been like, what did I say?
Been on your mind?
Been on my mind, thank you. Like English.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah, so Proverbs 4, verse 23, and it says...
Proverbs has been on my mind too, but go ahead, sis.
But side note though, okay, so like I went to UIU in Minneapolis, and like this is actually the shirt.
Okay,
but
that's cute.
Yeah, you know.
And yeah,
I'm sorry. But so like I connected with a group of people that they had on the app, and it was like UIU Christians. So we're actually going through Proverbs right now. So we read chapter 4 on the 4th day, because you know it's like a chapter per day, and this verse came up, and I was just like, oh man, this is the verse that we have to put in our video. But it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And that's like, I was like, dang, this verse is a banger, like high key, because it's literally like what we're saying. Like,
everything you do is affecting you.
Yes.
Literally.
Planting a seed of some sort, whether good or bad.
Yes.
So, and like your heart basically controls everything that you do.
Right, everything. That's true.
Yeah. So, So yeah, so
guard your heart, people.
You have to.
Everything you're doing is literally doing something inside of you. Whether you see it or not, there's always something spiritual happening. There's always something spiritual happening. Like, honestly, take notes. That's look at the Holy Spirit where I'm telling you, like, literally so much Proverbs have been coming to me, like, to the point that I had to sit down and start reading it from the top.
Really?
Yes, man. God is working.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to, I guess, bring that verse up because it kind of tied everything together. And just like, this kind of like a side note as well. Like, if that is your struggle right now of just like, you know, you're watching shows that don't really glorify God, you're not alone, obviously, because like we're having this conversation.
Exactly.
And like, yeah, it's not easy because like we're plagued by so many things of that nature in the society, because that's really what runs the society. The devil's at work, like that. He's the prince of the air, you know, that is being talked about. I think it's like Ephesians 2 or so. But yeah, so just like be careful what you watch, because it plants a seed. Be careful. What else? I guess the music you listen to. Just media. Everything.
Media, period.
Yeah.
Everything you see on Instagram, everything is doing something to you.
Yeah.
Especially with me, like, I'm a sucker for love. So I watch, like, romantic movies, romantic shows, and every time I see, oh, the guy's chasing her, and he runs to her doorstep, or I don't know, you know, stuff like that. It really be, I be like, where my man at? And then I start to crave it, and then the next time that's in my phone, I'm trying, you see, like, it does something to you. It does something to you. And the guy that I said I wasn't going to text back no more, I'm like, I'm going to just send this, you know, I'm going to say this, you know, I'm like, so girl, cut it out, sis. Cut it out. Like, no, it makes a difference. It really does. And I feel like that's such a big thing everyone is fighting with. Like, everyone. Oh, yeah. Because then it gets to the point that should you watch it? That's the question. Should you watch it?
Exactly.
It's like, should you listen to it? Should you follow that person? Should you, like, all these things that you know wrong, but it's so hard. It's like, cause then it's like your daily life, like, what are you supposed to do? Cause and this is how I used to be, cause I used to fight with my mom all the time, cause like there's like so like it's literally everywhere, and I'm like, does God expect me just to be reading the Bible 24/7? Like, what am I supposed to? Cause everywhere I turn is something. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like my head is stuck in the Bible 24/7. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I want to go out, I want to do certain things, but it's just hard.
It is.
This is a deep conversation.
It is.
Yo, like,
it definitely is.
It's crazy.
So like, I guess how can we counter that? Like,
how can we help ourselves, right?
Yeah. Like, what do you, I guess, like, personally do?
Okay.
Like, I can go into mine.
It has to, at the end of the day, it has to do with self-control. Self-control is the biggest thing with being a Christian, I feel like, because so much is going to come your way. And if you don't know how to stop yourself, if you don't know how to say no, which is something I still struggle with, but if you don't know how to say no, then it's a wrap for you. Like, self-control is the biggest thing. There is a Bible verse, but it's not coming to my mind right now about self-control.
I got you. What
Okay.
The spirit of?
Okay, give it to me. Give it to me, because I can't remember. But self-control, you go break. Until we find it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. So it says in Proverbs 25, it says, a person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Anyone can enter. Anyone can come and snatch you up, do anything to you. So you always want to keep your walls up. You always want to be covered with the blood. And if you don't have self-control, literally, and like, you're always up for attack. Anybody can come in. So that's like one thing. You always have to be able to say no to certain things. You have to be able to just control yourself, honestly. So when it comes to the shows and the music, I mean, I don't want to say it's completely wrong to listen, you know, hearing, I don't know. But I just feel like, if you feel, like I said, if you feel like you're being, why can I not remember this word, the C word?
Convicted?
Okay. If you feel like you're being convicted, that's when you need to stop. If you see it controlling or like impacting your life, then you need to stop. But I mean, if you're just watching it with a pure heart, you know, maybe your sister's on the show and you want to support. I don't know what it might be. I'm just
like
saying.
Insecure or something.
Exactly.
That's another show.
So it has to do with 3 things. It has to do with your heart, where your heart is at while you're doing it, watching it, whatever. It has to do if you're being convicted, and it has to do with self-control. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you say?
Another verse to like back up what you're saying. So luckily with the self-control, we don't have to do it by ourselves. If you are a believer,
Hallelujah.
yes, if you are a believer, the Holy Spirit's inside of you. And it says that in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Yeah, I thought it says, for God has not given us a spirit of timidity, but of power and love and discipline. So there you go. We don't have to do it by ourselves. So if you are struggling, that doesn't mean that you have it all together, but just know that the power that is residing inside of you. So that's with that.
Yes.
Personally, what I do, I think basically like the same thing. Like if I feel that, first of all, conviction, as Tolani said, then I just have to stop. Like New Girl, I don't. After I guess that time that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was just like I can't watch this
really?
anymore. Yeah,
I ruined it for you.
No.
Oh, okay.
In a good way though.
Okay.
See, accountability. Honestly,
right.
That's how you gotta check your brothers and sisters.
That's
like,
true.
you know, this show has some stuff in it, and then once you said that, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna see for myself. Cause like if she stopped watching it, I'm like, what? Okay, something's happening. Cause like, you know.
Yeah.
So I kept watching it and I was just like, okay, these scenes are literally like multiplying. Like it'll be like 2 this episode, next episode it'll be like 5, and it'll just keep building. And cause you know like the plot thickens. Right. So I was just like, this is not attractive to me anymore. I can't really.
No matter how good the show is, you gotta let go. Be like, I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm not trying to go somewhere else. So
exactly.
You gotta cut in the butt.
Yeah. Yep. And like it goes with the saying also, like if you give the enemy a footstool, you know, he'll take you for a ride, and you'll just be like at the end like what happened. But by that time it's already like manifested, taken root, and things like that. So yeah, definitely nipping it in the bud. It's like, yeah, so for that show I had to stop, but you guys pray for me because Grey's Anatomy is not going nowhere.
Man, I can't even say me too. I'm waiting for the new season to come out. Like I can't even front with you. I can't even front. God will help us, man.
Yes.
God will help us.
So for a show like
even
that,
sometimes what I try to do is I fast forward. Like when it comes to them.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
So for Grey's,
fast forward, you know. Fast forward a little bit.
What you don't see, you know.
Right. A little bit.
But if you need some stuff, it's okay.
One thing I also want to drop is every time when I start thinking about it and like it's hard for me to let go, this is what helps me. So I think about it, I'd be like, yo, God has paid so much for us. God was king to earth. Like he was a human being. He was us. You know, he was us, and he dealt with everything we're dealing with now. And he maintained and he sacrificed and he died and did everything for us. And I'm like, I can't do it for my God. So that's what I try to think. I'm like, yo, God did all of this for me. God died for me, and I don't want to let go of a little show. Like, come on now. So that's what that helps me. And I'm like, this world is temporary. All these shows, everything we're doing now is temporary. So what's the point of risking my future, risking my eternity, watching a little show when I have somewhere else to be? So that's what I think about.
Facts. And honestly, I think it's kind of easier for me as well because like I'm into sports, so that's
you're always watching tennis. I was watching tennis.
Always. Because I'm like, you know what? Sports can't hurt, you know? And that's another thing. Like, I just focus on other stuff. What else can I do besides watching that show? I could watch sports. I could listen to a sermon. I could watch, you know, Elevation Church or Transformation Church with Mike Todd.
Sorry, that's my...
Because Mike Todd has
Come on, Mike Todd. Come on, Pastor.
That's a plug. Watch it.
Yes. And I feel like that's kind of like a motivation for us Christian children. I feel like our main purpose now is to get into these fields and get into this industry and change all of these negative things to a positive things. Because I feel like the way the devil works is he makes good things that God has given us but he turns them and makes them wrong, so it feels like we can't do anything. Like I was saying before, I felt like I couldn't do anything. I had to just be stuck with my Bible, which kind of nobody wants to do. I mean, we all want to go out, we all want to do certain things, even though I love my personal time with God, you know, but that's not what I'm saying. But anyway, I feel like, yeah, it's our point to like branch out and do different things. Like I have a friend named Kia. She's literally a model, and she wants to go to LA and be that Christian model and just be a representative of Christ in the industry. I feel like that's all we're all called to do nowadays, because literally everything now is just so bad and negative and wrong. So it's our
like duty,
our purpose, our duty to just go into the fields and just leave God's mark on certain things so it doesn't look wrong.
Yeah, and that's like what Tolani was saying, like that's literally the fuel for like, you know, our YouTube channels. That's why I do music. A lot of my music, I remember I was playing my song Underwater for a person. Yes, it's out. It's in Africa.
Link in the bio. Let me know. Everything in the bio.
Yes, everything yes. So I was playing it for somebody, and then he was like, how's this gospel? And I was like, but listen to the lyrics though. Because like what I like to do is my instrumentals may be like, I don't want to say worldly, because honestly like instrumentals don't have a
God uses you can use everything to glorify God. Anything.
Right. So I may have like a trap beat or like, you know, R&B.
There's now trap gospel. There's literally
Okay, so that's what I want to do. Like I don't want it to be like, you know, I love Jesus, like just like straight out like like cheesy whatever. Although that's good, don't get me wrong, but I just want to like, I want to draw people in with this similar ground, which is like the instrumental or like the hype beat or whatever, and then have them listen to the lyrics. Right. So like, okay, now I got you. Now you're gonna listen to like, okay, what is God saying to you?
Which is how you bring people that are, how do I say it? Like you bring other people. Yeah, you bring people to God. You have to go to their. You get what I'm trying to say. You gotta go to them, right? Go to them.
Go to them.
Yes, like give them something that they will understand. Talk to them in their language and bring them to God.
I like that. Talk to them in their language. See, that's good. That's good.
Hallelujah. That's Spirit is speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, comment below. Like, I know I have some creatives watching this. Let's continue the conversation. Like, how do you guys want to infiltrate the plagued society? Really plagued, because the way the course of this world is so contrary to anything God, and it's really frightening to watch. But you know, God has given us the tools to do that. So how do you guys, with this conversation, what shows do you guys watch that you have been convicted of? For us, we said Grey's Anatomy.
Orange is the New Black.
Right, exactly. All those, you know, what's her name? Sharonda, Viola Davis. Sharonda? The maker of, like, Grey's. And
how do you know the maker?
Real fans, sis.
Who knows the maker? I just watched the show.
Because we have to blame it on somebody, like, how our hearts, you know, get ripped out because Derek died.
Oh, my God. Wait. Side note, which death impacted you the most?
You know what? I don't even know.
I'm sorry, but 007 was up there for me.
It was.
Oh, my God.
I was like, wow, somebody can die like this.
Oh, my God. He said, and he wrote it on her head. He wrote it on her head.
I know, just like.
Oh, my gosh. That was so sad. Because he was my favorite character.
He was so good. Oh, he was such a sweetheart. We love George.
George, that's his name.
Oh, my God.
I was talking about 007. George.
It's okay, because that was his nickname.
Right. Oh, my God. And Derek was hiding.
Derek was up. When Meredith went off on that nurse, and then, like, the nurse showed up back again. Oh, you're about to make me mad again. Because
he was literally like, he's telling her, no, take me to a brain. Well, he needed a head scan, right? He was like, no, I need a head. She's like, no, we need to, the other guys, we need to do this. And the girl was telling them, no, he needs a head scan. And they weren't listening.
They were not.
He died.
He died. He was narrating his death.
He died, y'all. He died. Anyway, that's not the point.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yo, it's like we were in this show. It's like 13 seasons, that's your life. Like, you invested into that show.
So invested.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, you know what, I think Izzy, what's his name? Denny Duquette with the LVAD. And Izzy, like,
I know
taking the
Izzy.
prom. The patient that she was like super attached
that
to.
they got married, that they got engaged.
Yes.
They got married.
Yes.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a big one too. That was a big one too. Oh man.
So you see, okay, you see.
And then they start playing that stupid song every time somebody died.
Cars.
I'm so good.
Everything.
They ruined that song. See, I literally have goosebumps when you start singing it because they ruined that song for me. It's like somebody about to die.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Honestly, it's just like, no.
Let's stop.
Don't rip out my heart. So we have to blame it on somebody. So I have to find out who.
I am screaming.
Directed these shows and like like hate letters and
I'm done.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, what shows are you guys?
Comment down below.
Yeah, comment. How do you guys? I guess for my more advanced believers, how do you guys kind of like stay away from that stuff? How do you know when it's enough? What do you do after the conviction? Like, Yeah, so we just want to continue the conversation. It's so important, especially like for our younger viewers. I think that's so important as well because everything is at you guys' fingertips. You are the technology generation.
Right. It's so good we're talking about it because I feel like, especially with the people I grew up with the olden generation, for God. So they don't talk about these kind of things. Like I feel like there's so much like for example, I recorded a testimony video. Side note.
Okay.
No, listen. Let me tell you. I recorded a testimony video, and I showed it to my mom before I posted it because I wanted to give her respect. I'm like, I'm about to put your daughter on blast a little bit. Maybe you would want to watch this before I post it. And she told me not to post it because she said, "Oh no, people are gonna watch this." I'm like, I don't care what people think. I'm serving my God. I don't care. But she told me not to. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many topics that we like people stray away. Yeah. From talking about. So this is a good conversation.
So let's continue it. We're gonna keep, tackling these hard taboo subjects because those are the things where the devil's getting us.
Exactly.
Especially like, us younger, unmarried folk. I say that because, sex is a huge factor. When you're married, it's okay, but like before that,
huge.
That's what's killing our youth.
Huge.
So
huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So
that's why I need a husband. Let me stop. Where he at though? Let me stop.
Oh, I am gone. I think we're gonna end it here.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Share, comment, like, y'all know the deal, subscribe.
You know the vibes. Bye.
Peace.